Alright, hey, everybody, this is Pika here, and I'm here to present to you Katawa Shoujo Part 17, I think. Wait, it's 18, shit. This is why I gotta do research on my playlist before I do anything. Alright, so what happened last time on Katawa Shoujo was that we finally reached Act 3! Yes, God, it took us forever! And just in case anyone knows, yes, I did hit copyright issues with the first part of Air yesterday. Again, I thought I was going to get copyrighted for the opening, which I did, but I didn't think I was going to get copyrighted for 2 other tracks, which is bullshit. But for our shimeji today, we have Seto! So yeah, you're gonna see him walking around from time to time. Alright, but I don't want to say shoutouts because I don't do those types of things, possibly. But apparently someone checks it out and is like, this is a really weird game. And it's like, I tell him, it's a visual novel. And it's like, he's never heard of visual novels before. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, you don't know that some of the most popular YouTubers have at least played Katawa Shoujo before, which is considered a visual novel? I don't know, but anyway, it's like, jeez. I don't know, I think he's gonna check this part out, I don't know. But anyway, let's get started. I'm wasting time. Alright. I asked you a question, Nakai. Oh yeah, we kind of, I guess in the last part before we acted into Act 3, Rin kissed us, which I'm surprised no one replied, considering she was a little bit high. And I guess we kind of decided to come to terms with our conditions. Alright, I shake my head to fend off the dazedness. The teacher's looking at me, as is everyone else in the class. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What's the distance between... Never mind, different question. Why are you here in this class? Oh god. To learn about physics? Yes! Well, no, but that's the answer I wanted to hear. To acquire knowledge is the secondary reason for you being in this school. The primary one is to learn the rules of society, the norms and ethics that govern your everyday life. You don't come to school for the classes, you come to interact with the other people there, your classmates who are your equals and the teachers who are your superiors. You learn how to form social contacts and maintain them. In other words, how to be a part of society. The school itself is a microcosm of the entire society. Locke was the one who realized that, John Locke? School's not just a place for learning, and of all the kids your age, you guys should know that better than anyone else. Okay. He pauses for a moment and lets his eyes sweep over the class to see if the message sunk in. God, this is the same shit my parents have been spouting at me. Well, somewhere along those lines. At the very least, it shut everyone up and got them to focus on him, captivated either by his voice or the sudden change of topic from physics to the philosophy of education. However, my classes, as he so aptly put, are a place for learning about physics. He points at me with a piece of chalk he's holding. So no sleeping during class. Got it, Nakai? But I wasn't sleeping. Yes, sir. From the corner of my eye, I catch Shizune's scowl and Misha's barely contained giggle. I sink deeper into my seat. Again, I'm not saying there should be a full-fledged anime for this game, but just give me like a couple of animated stuff. After class is in, I'm the last one to leave the classroom. I close the door behind me, quietly make my way to the art room. Oh, hey, Ren. What's wrong? Club time passes in relative peace and quiet. I sit in my usual seat next to Ren, but she doesn't seem to be in a talkative mood. She's even more distant than usual. Today we're going to draw still life and get to choose from either a vase full of flake flowers or an arrangement of rocks, sticks, and canvas. God damn it, my spacebar is now suddenly too far away. There we go. The teacher encourages us to gather around the preferred motif, emphasizing perspective, texture, and lighting as the key points of this exercise. I look at Rin to see if she prefers one of the subjects over the other, but she just tilts her head, signifying nothing. The club members quickly shuffled their chairs around the classroom to get closer to either the vase or the clutter. Rin and I both picked the flower vase, but only one of us seems to do any work. She's ignoring Nomiya's assignment, just like she's suddenly started ignoring me, and has begun doodling something idly with her foot, not really even looking at what she's drawing. I try to catch her gaze, but she's looking out the window. It's making me uneasy. What the fuck? That's... Oh god. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. If anyone's ever listened to the English version of Told My Answer, at least, by Judy, that is striking a chord in me. Rin almost looks like she's asleep with the way she's leaning back against a chair with her legs resting easily on the desk. She's now completely given up on the drawing. The more I try to relax, ignore her, and just be myself, the more it feels like I should ask if something's wrong. Oh my god, no! After club's activities are over and others have filed out, Rin gets up from her seat and marches over to Nomiya with unusual determination. Oh, about the art thing. I'll do it. Nomiya, who was humming to himself while sorting a box of pencils by hardness, turns around with a mixed expression of friendliness and incomprehension on his face. What will you do, my girl? Oh god, the smoker voice is back. The gallery person. I can talk with that person. At least yesterday I thought I could. And today, too. I think. I want to try it. I'm going to go all the way. The widest smile I've ever seen on any person's face lights up the teacher's features. He's almost literally beaming. Ah, wonderful! I'd almost lost hope! Such a hard-headed girl you are, but I knew that sooner or later you'd understand as well. I will call my good friend Sionji and arrange a meeting. God, I feel like I kill my voice, because it's I've never smoked a day in my life. And I have parents who smoke, but it's I don't have that voice, and it hurts my throat every time I do this. Gotta try new things, right? You'll need to show her your work so she can estimate it. I've told her about you, but obviously you need to talk face to face. Oh god, not again with the tongue. This is so exciting, isn't it? Nomiya's talking more to himself than to us and walking in circles around his desk, waving his hands around wildly all the while. He picks up his cell phone from the breast pocket of his jacket and flips it open with a stylish movement, starting to look for the number to call. While he searches, he notices me staring and gives me a beaming thumbs up. I shrug back at him, doing my best to not look smug. Nomiya finds the number and makes the call, turning away from us and lowering his voice once it goes through. Even so, I can hear his excited tone. The call doesn't last long. Okay. Fabulous! Saya's at the gallery right now. She said we could stop by right away. That's fine. This is most excellent! Do you have some kind of portfolio to show, Rin? She just shakes her head at the question. I guess she didn't think this was going to be an immediate thing. Never fear, I've taken some photos of your paintings. We can bring those and maybe a couple originals with us. Those will be quite sufficient for now. There should be some recent ones around here in the back, right? Thank God. He pulls out a folder full of photos out of a desk drawer, then charges towards the back where there's a small storage room and extra cabinets for all the materials and tools the art classes and club use. He soon finds what he was looking for and crudely wraps 2 of Rin's paintings in some brown packing paper. Nakai, would you carry these to my car? Damn, errand boy! I pick up the 2 oil paintings. They aren't heavy, but they do make navigation somewhat cumbersome as I follow Nomiya and Rin to the parking lot. Nomiya has a pretty nice car, not something I'd expect a high school teacher to drive. I wonder what kind of salaries they earn at Yamaku. The canvases are stuffed into the trunk where they just barely fit. At the teacher's over-enthusiastic prompting, I get in the car along with them. Rin answers my questioning stare with a confirming nod and nonchalant shrug. I guess I've become some sort of assistant for her now. So we're at the city finally! Nomiya doesn't go light on the pedal. The smooth ride takes just about 10 minutes to bring us to the city center, where we pull into a tiny parking lot and get out of the car. I pick up the paintings again, looking around. It's just like any city in Japan, really. Same style of buildings, people hurrying here and there, office workers sweating in their suits in the summer heat. Wide tree-lined streets aren't something you see everywhere, though. Maybe they are this city's specialty. It definitely has that feel of a city, which I thought I had already forgotten. I feel immediately comfortable walking around. I haven't actually been here before.
No, in that case it's about time! It's a great city, lots of wonderful folk around here, and most important of all, vibrant cultural life. Ah, Sai's place is just around the corner.
22nd corner. After turning around 3 more corners, Nomiya stops in front of a door. There's a nameplate in big red letters over it. 22nd corner.
Is this really the 22nd corner?
Of what?
That's bothering me too. I mean, where to start counting? Which way do you count?
Rin gets worked up over the strangest things. Unlike me, Nomiya ignores her completely and pushes the door open. Do. The gallery is very clean looking, and the air conditioning makes it cool and very comfortable. I've never been in an art gallery before, so I don't know what one would look like. The white walls and big shadows facing onto the busy street make the whole place feel airy and bright. There's nobody around whom I can see, however. Most of the floor space is empty, with only a few large tables and a counter for furniture. There are paintings too, of course. A poster advertises an exhibition for an artist I've never heard of. Most of his works seem to be portraits or landscapes done in a more traditional style than Rin's abstraction. Oh, great, another person I need to voice! Someone bites the bell on the door. A lady who looks maybe around Nomiya's age comes from around the corner. She's dressed in a sharp suit, her straight dark hair and a perfect ponytail behind her head. A pair of flashy, expensive-looking eyeglasses frame her eyes. On second glance, I'm not so sure of her age anymore. She looks old and yet not actually old. So basically in her 30s?
Sai, hello!
She clearly recognizes the teacher, greeting him warmly. Oh, there you are, Shinichi, and so quickly. I take it that these two are your students?
Indeed, let me introduce you. This is Red Tessica, the one I spoke to you about, and the healthy-looking lad over there is Hisao Nakai.
She takes a long, hard look at both of us, especially Rin. It feels like we're being evaluated, that our worth of some abstract kind is being calculated for us. Her eyes linger for a long time on Rin, on her eyes, her empty sleeves tied in knots, her posture. Sai takes her first impression of Rin with an intensity I've not seen used by anyone else before. Once finished, she smiles amiably. Pleased to meet you both. My name is Sai Saionji, and I'm the owner of this gallery. Okay, I gotta freaking evaluate her last name here. Saionji. Okay, so that is how you pronounce it. Can I maybe offer you some tea?
Oh, no, thank you. We're fine. Let's get down to business.
I lay the paintings on the tabletop to give the gallery owner a better view, and Nomiya pulls out his folder of photos. The old lady studies Rin's works carefully, absent-mindedly brushing her cheek with her fingers while letting her gaze sweep over the paintings. Her eyes remind me of a bird of prey of some sort. They're so sharp and somehow very calculating. She takes her time, slowly going over the paintings in order without uttering a single word. Even the teacher looks very nervous. He tries to point out certain details and other things about Rin's work, but it seems like she's not listening. While Nomiya and I keep looking outside, trying to look for some hint of a reaction on the gallery owner's face, Rin lets her gaze wander around the gallery space. Suddenly she pipes up.
Is this really the 22nd corner?
Sai raises her gaze from the paintings to look at Rin, but doesn't answer. It's probably for the best. She takes stock of Rin's slouchy posture and her dreamy eyes that are again moving restlessly about. The way Rin seems to be detached from a situation that's supposed to be very important for her annoys me just a little. I'm practically holding my breath here. After Sai has gone through all of Nomiya's photos and inspected the 2 oil paintings I hauled here, she goes through all the material again, this time at a quicker pace. Finally, she gives a verdict. I like it. Though, if you don't mind me saying, you're still a bit immature. Searching for your own direction, perhaps? She picks up one of the photos. Still, just look at this. I just can't take my eyes off it, like a little kitten playing around. That's what art makes me feel, That's what your art makes me feel, young lady. Please, yeah, okay, sorry, Seto, but you needed to move.
Thank you, I think. Nobody's ever said that before, I think.
That's all that Rin has to say. Something about what the gallery owner says and how she says it makes it sound patronizing to me, but I hold my tongue.
Anyway. What a wonderful imagination, though, isn't it? I've always said that Tezuka has great eye for composition and color harmony, and technique.
Seto, you need to move again, because I can't see.
Remember, all these are done with her feet. Of course, we need to put some of the simpler ones on display, too, for the lay people, right, Sai?
The teacher snorts derisively.
Look at the face he's making! You know how those Philistines are. What do they understand about real art? They'd just be at a loss for the abstraction and themes here. But it'll generate more publicity, and that's good, isn't it?
Sai smiles gently at Nomiya's remark and turns back to the paintings. I wonder. To tell you the truth, I just don't know if all this makes an exhibition. Even if I like it, I don't get the feel of a theme, of cohesion. There's no au revoir, and really, who would expect such from a young artist like the kitten here?
Oh, no. It's definitely doable, especially if you get a few new pieces and touch up some old ones. I don't mind painting more. I'll do anything.
It's a bit of a stretch.
Trust me, I wouldn't have come to you if I didn't believe Tezuka was ready. You can see it too, can't you?
My foot is itching and I can't exactly scratch it.
I know exactly what her kind is capable of, and you know too.
Those words give the gallerist lady a pause. A hollow, bottomless look takes over her eyes for a moment, as if she was looking through or maybe past Nomiya. She says nothing, but her mouth becomes a tight, flat line as if stretched. Finally, the moment passes. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Sai sighs and... Sai sighs! Okay. God damn it, Okay. And takes a few steps, walking in a circle as if to help organize her thoughts. She takes another... What the hell? She takes another look at a photo of the painting she particularly liked, the one that made her call Rin a kitten. She places her hand over her mouth, lost for words. After a few moments, she shakes her head. I don't know what to say. After seeing you, dear, and these paintings of yours, would you excuse us for a moment? I want to talk to your teacher in private for a bit. Oh dear. Sai draws the art teacher aside, and they talk in hushed tones for a while. I can't hear what they're saying, but over her shoulder I can see the lines around the corners of her mouth tighten as she motions with her hands in time with her words. The expression on her face is... What kind of expression is it? I couldn't say. Once they're done discussing whatever they had to discuss, they give one another a serious look. I feel something that goes beyond mere words transpiring there. They walk back to us. Sai looks seriously at Rin, her left hand reaching as if instinctively towards a pack of cigarettes that's lying on the table. She picks the pack up and extracts one, looks at it absentmindedly as if only now realizing she did so, and puts it back. Finally, she locks eyes with Rin, evaluating her once more. Alright, little kitten, I'm going to believe in you. I will display your paintings in here, but from what I can see, this is not enough. You don't really have a cohesive theme, and you don't have enough of the good stuff. You're going to have to work hard to actually get something that we can put on exhibit here.
I know.
It's a good thing my gallery is so small, no? Rin already spends pretty much every free waking moment she has painting. How is it possible to work any harder? She'd have to skip classes to do more than she already does, and how can anyone work that much? Silence falls in the gallery after my words. Sai looks at the art teacher, who is looking contemplatively at his star student. I look at all three of them, confused.
It's doable!
What do you mean?
I mean, the school is special. The board puts great value on things such as this. I'm sure I can arrange some leave for her. It's not unprecedented by any means. I'll discuss it with her parents too, but they've been quite supportive. However, it might be a bit of a stretch to get working space for her at the school if she's not actually going to attend classes. Actually, I was thinking about this before. Do you use the place upstairs for anything?
No, I don't. Haven't since back then. It's more like a landfill than an atelier now.
Upstairs?
I own a small atelier apartment on the top floor of this building, but it hasn't been in use for goodness, it's been so long, hasn't it?
Seto, you need to move again.
God damn it, Seto. He's so big! Oh, that was so wrong. Her eyes leap to Nomiya, who has a strange muted expression on his face. And if you think this is my fault for being perverted, go blame Fennekin.
Indeed, do you think...
Even Nomiya, in all his brashness, has trouble coming straight out with the question. Sai, of course, sees through him, throws up her hands, sighing deeply. I guess I can't say no, can I? Very well, I'll lend you the use of that place as well, if needed. It's not like I really use it.
Excellent! I knew I could count on you!
Can I please skip the segment already? My throat's starting to die. Don't celebrate yet. It really is a mess, and so don't be shocked when you first see it. However, you can use it as you see fit. Since it's an atelier, it already has easels and things like that. You only need your own tools and materials and to somehow clean it up a bit. It's not habitable though, so I can't let you live there. I doubt your school or parents would allow that in any case.
Okay.
However, it's convenient to crash there overnight if necessary. I won't mind.
Most excellent, isn't it, Tezuka? And I just spit on my computer desk.
He enthusiastically pats her on the shoulder, laughing in relief and happiness as if all this good fortune landed on him personally. I know what you're doing, Seto. Don't multiply. Sai smiles as well, perhaps more amused by the old teacher's glee than anything else. Oh dear, Shinichi, this is really like back then. This really is like back then. Are you sure we all haven't bitten off more than we can chew? She looks at Ren, who seems to be oddly subdued despite all this. I hope it will be worth it, kitten. She holds out her hand as if to shake Ren's, but realizes the impossibility and quickly moves to pat her on the shoulder. Ren looks back at her silently, her eyes serious and impenetrable, like the dark of the night. Katawa Shoujo, Katawa Shoujo, Katawa Shoujo. Man, my throat was starting to die. Alright, 140 to 122, just not 20 minutes of the gameplay yet. Alright. Ren applies for, and thanks to Nomiya pressure and the principal, I'm sure, is granted leave for the rest of the term for exceptional extracurricular activities. She has to make up for it during summer vacation, but it seems she doesn't mind. Ren will still be able to eat and sleep at school, of course. She just doesn't have to go to classes. I'm not entirely sure if I envy her or not. It all makes me feel anxious somehow. It's the last day of school for Ren. I feel like I should send her off with a word of encouragement, or at least say something. It was sort of due to my influence that she decided to dive headfirst into this after all. My class ends a good 20 minutes early, so I walk down to the lobby and buy a can of juice, then sit down on a bench and wait for Ren. I pull out a novel from my what? Seto! This is partially my fault, but it's like he's just so freaking, like, large. Let's just say that. I pull out a novel from my bag and search for the place I was at. Excuse me. Okay, stop it. Time stretches comfortably over the warm afternoon while I idly sip my orange juice and read a few chapters of the book. The plot doesn't seem to advance at all, but it's all the same for me. The bell rings to end the school day and students shuffle to club meetings or outside. Nobody notices me, sitting on the bench with my nose in the novel. I keep watch for Rin, but I don't see a familiar face or red-tinted hair passing by. I check my watch 20 minutes past the end of class, when the lobby has all but emptied of people again. Even Rin should have already managed to get out of class, but either I missed her walking by or she never came downstairs. Perhaps she went to the art club room for some last-minute things instead, or got held back by her strict homeroom teacher. I haven't really waited that long, but having grown tired of it already, I decided to go find her myself. I stuff my book back in the bag and throw the now empty juice can in the trash bin, then climb upstairs. The hallway is eerily quiet, as there are no club rooms apart from the art room nearby. I check there first, but not even the teacher is in. Coming back towards the stairway, I quietly knock on the door of 3-4 and push the door open and peek in. Yellow sunbeams cross the classroom, falling across the floor. The dust and chalk floating slowly in the air and make the light almost palpable. The entire room bathed in a gentle light shining through the windows, washing the shadows away. Only one person is inside the classroom. Rin sits in what I assume is her seat, next to the window in the third row. Her head rests against the desk. I wonder if she slept through it all. Apparently not even Emmy had the heart, or maybe the capability to wake her up. I close the door quietly. Walking past the neat, even rows of desks, I go over to where she sits. Rin? My mouth is suddenly so dry that the word comes out as a tiny whisper. She doesn't answer, so I set my bag down on the floor next to hers and lean over her to look at her face. Rin's eyes are peacefully closed, the long eyelashes projecting thin shadows onto her cheeks. Her mouth is slightly open, letting me hear the quiet sound of her breathing. Her usually messy hair is even more so today, lying in complete disarray over half of her face and forehead. Her bag is lying at her feet like a forgotten rag doll. A few books and pens have fallen out of it near her seat. The scene makes me smile a little. I touch Rin's head lightly, sweeping a few stray hairs off her ear. Her hair feels warm against my palm. God, we're getting a little bit... Man, I think the reason why this is slowly degraded is because just fucking flirtatious moments. Rin stirs and I retract my hand on reflex, feeling embarrassed for touching her so casually. She looks so vulnerable, like any sleeping person. It's impossible not to feel fondness towards her. I sit on the desktop of whoever's in front of Rin, then draw the window slightly open to get some fresh air in. Hopefully it'll wake her up and I won't need to resort to cruder methods. I do like this animation. I mean, look, it's simple, yet it's like you don't expect it. She doesn't wake up, but I didn't really expect her to. Look at her makes me feel tired as well. To be honest, I wouldn't mind a quick nap either, but I content myself with leaning against the large window. The glass is warm against my ear and cheek as these windows face west towards the setting afternoon sun. The afternoon light is slowly melting into Rin's auburn hair, softening her outline so that she seems to be fading into her surroundings. The minute twitches of her muscles, her hair swaying in the air current, the even rhythm of her breathing, it all gives a strong impression of a dreaming girl. Like all sleeping people, Rin looks like she is away from this world in some distant dream country. With her, it doesn't feel so obvious that she would ever come back. She seems so detached from her surroundings even when she's awake. In fact, she has the same kind of air around her when... The realization hits my consciousness without warning. Excuse me. Rin sometimes looks like that when she's painting. Her focused expression gives the same feeling of being on the other side of some imaginary gaps as looking at her sleeping face does. I feel a pain in my chest. There's no way I can close that gap to be on the same level with her. It hurts, even though I know that it's impossible for any two people to truly understand each other. But Rin, she's almost literally in another world when she's talking about art, thinking about art, or making art. It's a world that I, or anyone else really, can't share with her, just like the world of dreams. Rin still doesn't show any sign of waking up, so I'm faced with the decision to either rouse her myself or wait for her to awaken on her own. I choose the latter. Waiting is something I'm good at. I found that I found that out during my hospitalization, but even the hospital ward was more lively than the school after classes are over. The only sounds in this place are the loud ticking of the clock above the door and the distant voices of students down on the grounds. A genuine summer breeze blows inside from the window I cracked open, full of warmth and carrying the scent of light. I look outside to see where it came from, but I'm dazzled almost instantly. The window glass seems to trap all the sunlight within, making it painful to look that way. All I can glimpse through the window are the dark silhouettes of the trees and the wall around the campus against the setting sun's radiance. As I turn back to watch her and she stirs again. Oh. A single tear warms down from the corner of her eye, slowly making its way across her face before it falls onto the desk. It's tiny, barely a droplet, but it captivates me. Another tear follows the first, and then a third. A feeling of anxiety overcomes me, petrifying me on the spot. It's so strange seeing Bryn's face peaceful as she sleeps, at the same time as tears stream down her cheeks, wetting the wooden desktop she rests her head on. I don't know what to do, so I do nothing, and just watch the tears roll one by one down her face. I wonder what she's dreaming about. Rin wakes up after one final flinch, perhaps because of the tears. She sits upright and yawns so excessively it looks like her jaw might dislocate. She notices my presence, but her reaction is more like the lack of any reacting at all. It's just an acknowledgement, no startled gasp or anything.
Hello.
Good morning. She's so groggy she can't even return my smile that I somehow can't stretch to be entirely honest. Rin notices her wet cheeks and quickly wipes them on the shoulders of her shirt. It seems she isn't at all surprised or flustered by them. You cried in your sleep. A bad dream?
No, it's nothing like that. It's something I've learned to do from other people. It's a funny story. I'll tell you later. On second thought, not really that funny at all. I guess I won't tell you. Did you want something, or did you just come watch me sleep?
I wanted to see you after classes.
Oh, well, it's after classes now, and I'm seeing you right here.
Yeah, I just wanted to say good luck or something. I figure the upcoming weeks are going to be a lot of work for you.
Thanks.
Rin yawns again and blinks a few times.
I feel weird. Didn't really sleep much last night at all.
Butterflies in your stomach?
What? No. I mean, yes. I know what that means, butterflies. Don't really feel so good now.
It'll be fine.
You are so confident. Someday it will bite you in the ear. What? Not a bite you in the ass, but a bite in the ear? What?
I'll look forward to it.
I think I have to go. I promised Mrs. Sionji that I'd go there straight after school, and now it's after school.
Is it okay if I come by sometime? I guess you're planning to work long hours, so if you'd prefer to avoid distractions.
It's okay. It's not a distraction. Not like Emmy. Don't bring her with you, though. I wouldn't like that this time. I told her to stay away.
I see. Alright then. Rin stands up and silently walks to the door with me following behind. The school's empty hallways, devoid of the usual crowd of students, feel very lonely. It's only a few hours since school ended, but the building seems to be all but deserted. Our footsteps are all that intrudes upon the stillness of the hallways. The change is sudden, but it shows how the building is just an empty shell, dead without its students to teach us to liven it up. It's like the school has become a private field for just the two of us, a desolate place filled with silence and chalk dust.
I'm going to change.
She says this out of the blue while we walk down the stairs from the 3rd floor, and it makes me wonder how she views this challenge that lies ahead of her. That's what people must do sometimes. That's the last thing we say to each other that day, even though there's so much that we could talk about. And even though those words drown in the all-encompassing silence, disappearing into the stagnant air as if they were never said. Dun, 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 dun. Katawa Shoujo, Katawa Shoujo, Katawa Shoujo. Okay. Seto, you need to move. I guess we could stop here. My voice is starting to fade on me all of a sudden. Yeah, we definitely need to stop here. What the hell? Alright, so that was Katawa Shoujo Part 18. If it seems short, it probably is, because the recording, like, I know the gameplay time is not perfect, but it's like I can estimate that we have at least over 20 minutes of shit. But now I think we have at least 30 or 40 maybe. Anyway, but yeah, so Pokemon Randomized Platinum Part 12, I think, is gonna be up, and then because in that episode it's probably just gonna be me beating the freaking Fantina. Excuse me. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys again for Pokemon Randomized Platinum Part 12 tomorrow. So, see ya!